with a subtopic of just one touch. And this is a familiar story. This is the woman with the issue of blood. And the woman with the issue of blood had this issue for 12 long years. 12 long years of bleeding non-stop, constantly bleeding. And in the medical terms, they call it hemorrhaging. 12 years in days is 4,380 days. That's a lot of days. And in order to calculate that, you just do the 365 times the 12 years that she was bleeding. And when I thought about this story, I thought that the woman with the issue of blood, she must have been a wealthy woman. Because the Bible speaks that she spent all that she had trying to find a physician to fix the problem that she had. And when I looked at the story and I was reading, I could only imagine what this woman had gone through. I could probably imagine that she was discouraged. Her self-esteem was low. I could probably imagine that her body was weak to the point that it hurt to even get out the bed and walk. And it did not help that when she went out into the society had an outlook on her that she was unclean. She was unfit to be around other people because of her issue of blood. And when I looked at power, the definition of power is authority, force, or the ability to function. When I looked at press means to move by weight or force in a certain direction or into a certain position. And if you add that ing to press and say pressing, it is demanding immediate attention. And the thing that I thought about tonight is that the woman with the issue of blood had a purpose of going to Jesus. She knew her purpose. She was determined that she would get to Jesus. She didn't care what it took. She said, whatever it takes, God, I need to get my healing. I need to get my deliverance. She was in a press. In other words, she was thirsty. And when I looked at the word thirsty, she had a deep desire, a longing, a yearning. She was desperate. And that's the thing that I loved about that definition is that she was desperate. And when you think about desperation, you think about something that is in deep desire. I got to have it. I need it. I'm craving it. I want it. I'm desperate. She had a spirit that, God, whatever it took, I got to touch the hem of your garment. And one thing that she took was a hypothetical thinking. If I touch the hem of your garment, just if I get to your garment, I know I'll be made whole. I know I'll be set free. I know I'll be delivered. And if you just allow me to say it like this, she had a desperate faith. A faith that was desperate. Because faith without work she knew was dead. So she had to work her faith no matter how long it took. God, I've been in this situation for 12 long years, God, but I gotta have faith because I know if I don't have faith, my healing won't come. Jesus. That was the instrument that was going to get her healing, her deliverance. This was the instrument that was going to be used to deliver her. And I just thought about this. When you speak to something, no matter how hard it is, no matter how long you've been in it, no matter the nights you had to cry, no matter the problems that came along with it, when you speak to something, it got to move.
All right now, all right.
It's got to move. And we go to the scripture, Mark 5:24. And Jesus went with him, and much people followed him and thronged him. 25 says, and a certain woman which had an issue of blood 12 years, and had suffered many things of many physicians, which means she had several reports from the doctors, and had spent all that she had. All the money that she had saved up, everything that she had, all the money she worked for, she gave it all for the cure. Amen. And was nothing better, but rather grew worse. When she had heard of Jesus, came in the press. She came inside of the press, behind, and touched his garment. 28 says, for she said, if I may touch, I don't need to touch his hand. I don't need to touch his hair. I don't need to touch nothing of his flesh. But God, if I just touch his clothes, the very stitching in his clothes, I shall be made whole. Or I shall be whole. She didn't need anointing oil. She didn't need nobody to lay hands. She didn't need nobody to physically or verbally pray. She said, if I just touch but his clothes. 29 says, and straightway the fountain of her blood was dried up, and she felt in her body that she was healed of that plague. And Jesus immediately, he didn't wait. He didn't wait until she got up and patted him on the back and got his attention. He knew that the virtue had gone out of him. Turned him about in the press and said, who touched my clothes? Who touched me? And his disciples said unto him, thou seest the multitude thronging thee, and sayest thou, who touched me? And he looked round about to see her that had done this thing. But the woman, fearing and trembling, knowing what was done in her, came and fell before him and told him all the truth. 34 says, and he said unto her, daughter, thy faith hath made thee whole. Go in peace and be whole of thy plague. And I really looked at how desperate and how thirsty she was for her healing. She got to a place where she got behind the press. She got in the furthest place away from Jesus. And in this place, she had a thought in her mind, I'm sure, God, how am I going to get to you from right here? God, I can't see you. How can I get to you from where I am? And she got in the lowest possible position. She got on her knees and began to press through the press. And the significance of that is that there were so many people. That's why the disciple asked Jesus, look at all these people around us. And you asked, who touched you? Who touched you? And all these people are brushing up against you. All these people are backing into you, trying to see who you are, trying to see what's the next move you're going to make, the next miracle you're going to perform. But you asked, who touched you? And this was special to me because this wasn't the only thirst in the Bible. I looked at other characters and other people that had this same thirst for God. And in all similar situations, they did not let go until God Moses was thirsty for God in Exodus 33